right? Want to make sure you guys knew what I was pointing to. But we have Game 2 now underway between Team WE from China and M5 BenQ from Russia. WE up 1-0, and Champion Select has begun.
Yeah, so quick recap for you guys just joining us. We've been through the entire group stage for all 16 teams. That has seeded the winners bracket here, and this is the first round of that. So WE 2-0'd their group. They were #1. M5 actually finished second in their group, so they got paired up against WE. And man, that first game was threatening from WE because that was the most dominated I've almost ever seen M5 get, and we'll see what they come back with. We did say Zyra, TF, and Blitzcrank would be the bans, and we got it.
Nice. Yeah, that's Jat being a boss. That crystal ball, man, it's working.
Yeah.
Hey,
Not quite.
We'll see. Next pick. I want you to test your luck. What's the next pick?
Dude, I'm
Lee
done.
Sin.
I'm done. I'm retired.
Lee Sin. It's Diamond Prox. I got this.
No, anyway, first pick, Rengar, which is something we also didn't see last game and wasn't picked or banned as far as I can remember, so that's pretty impressive. We have then Nunu and Lee Sin coming in.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense for Darian though, or not Darian, but for Ghost Pepper because his big supports are Nunu and Sona basically. Sona really good lane against Nunu. When that one's gone, you're pretty much happy just to play it at all times. If I had to guess a support to beat that, Lulu is going to be a nice long-range poker that might do pretty well here. The Diana pick, really great overall. The Cho'Gath wasn't banned immediately. WE picks it up. Now, of course, they do have to run a different strategy here overall. With Twisted Fate banned out, they have to get a different sort of set of champions here. But Cho, Rengar, Diana, they've got a lot of go in on your face, crush some guy, as far as their team comp's concerned.
And we know that they're good at playing Diana because they destroyed Azubu Blaze earlier today with it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big reasons that Moscow 5 put so much emphasis on first picking it away last time. So, that's going to be very, very good for WE. That's a lot of tankiness right there. They're already an absurdly tanky team, so you'd expect them. I think Lulu would be a good pick for them, and if I had to pick an AD for them, it would be Corki because that's what Wei Zhao just prefers, it seems.
Sure.
Ezreal obviously still available for Moscow 5. Are they going to do Nunu Ashe? Because that's what they were winning with today.
Does it have enough damage, though? It feels so unsafe against Rengar Diana. There's no way Ashe lives through that unless Alex is in, Rise or something that deals, crazy damage per time, and, if you ignore him, he'll kill you anyway.
It's one of those things that Moscow 5 uses it to control when and where they fight, which is something they completely lost control of last game. Oh, man. If they do Zillion Jax,
Ashe?
that would be so scary because then you're really just relying on Jax and everyone else to just slow them down. Moscow 5 could try it. They're the team that would be able to win team fights like that. But, man,
no, they locked in the Ashe. At that point, you've got to go Zillion because she'll die
otherwise. You've got to go Jax. You've got to go Jax.
Yes, Crystal Ball. I want one too. I want one. I stole it from Jan actually in a commercial break. And there we go. They've locked in. Ooh, man. That's just hardcore front line, gonna dunk on people, really tanky. Vayne in the background, not gonna die anytime soon, I don't think. It feels like you're not gonna kill Vayne that easily. You got Cleanse, you got a Lulu on your team. She's gonna have pretty much a field day. Diana, you can't ignore. You can't ignore Rengar either. WE's team is nice.
That is an interesting pick there by Wei Zhao. He was actually a Vayne player before anyone was a Vayne player. He was playing it 4, 5, 6 months ago and doing quite well with it. It's just no one has really known that much about WE because their scene is so isolated for the most part. That's going to be very interesting. There's a lot of tankiness coming out from WE, and then there's just a Vayne, who if you had to pick kind of one carry that if you couldn't protect, it's Vayne because of how slippery she can become in these team fights. So Moscow 5 really going to have to rely on Darian to get a lot of damage going because the rest of their team really doesn't have much, and there's a lot of tanky men on WE.
There is, and yeah, I mean, Vayne's going to give him the slip. You can try to kill Diana, but probably not. You're right, it's just it's interesting because both these teams, they feel like they're selfish teams. They're teams that are not picked as counter picks in any single way. I'm not seeing hardcore counter picks.
Right.
I'm seeing champions that are here's our comp, right? And I mean, you obviously the Lee Sin, right? The Nunu in there because there's no hardcore support counter, and then you can easily call those synergies. The Nunu actually been running almost the entire tournament, right? With one exception. The Zillion Jax, we've seen that so many times from M5 BenQ, which is you've got these synergies they continually go back to and rely on over and over and over again, and they're just this strat will work. We'll just run this.
And for WE, you can see what theirs is. It's actually kind of just chaining the CC together. They're going to initiate with Diana. If they need to, they'll pop the Lulu on top of that. Rengar deals damage in the AoE. Cho'Gath can pop up, Silence as well. And with how well they chained CC in the last game, we'll see if they can pull it off again. And for Moscow 5, this is a comfort team comp for them through and through. This is not really something that's new for them, so to speak. This is something that they were running long ago and are going back to here where really a lot matters, because dropping to the loser bracket this early in a tournament of this size with this many quality teams makes it really tough. And you can see 53-47. So even the fans who don't know World Elite that well are now giving them a slight edge.
Yeah, they got about a 5% bump from last time where it was like 52-48, and then people were like, you know what, you're right. These
Tough
guys
crowd,
really
actually. You know,
it is,
you beat Moscow 5 like 24 kills to 3. It's like 4% more.
4%. Well, TF was banned this time. That was probably where it all came from.
That's pretty big.
It is pretty big, let's be fair. So we're going to, you can see from the screen darkening, the picks and bans are done. We've got a nice 5-on-5 in front of you guys, and oh man, M5 has to win this. I mean, like, this loser bracket is super scary at IPL 5. I don't want to go to my loser bracket. I want to stay up in the nice top road where I have at least that one backup card in the end there. Either team dropping down here is going to be really, really scary because there's just a giant who's who of teams in the face.
Really, all the regions represented. So much action happened today. Surprisingly, all 4 European teams moved to the winners bracket. So Europe actually had a very, very strong showing thus far. Korea doing very well. I mean, sorry, not doing well. Please went to loser bracket.
Korea went loser bracket.
Yeah. I'm going to say the Asian teams are fairly well represented just because TPA and Team WE have done so well thus far. So just get ready to load in this game. I'm really looking forward to actually the bot lane matchup just with Nunu Ashe. It's something that Genja's been playing Ashe. He started playing the game and pretty much played Ashe up until 2300 elo. And they're really the only ones to still play it, but they have an amazingly strong win rate with it. I think it was something like 14-2 in games since IPL Face-Off when they play Ashe. And that, even though Moscow 5 usually wins, that's still a very impressive win rate for them. You know, Ping's going out early. Who's going to have the early level 1? I wonder if they're actually going to be aggressive this game, because I don't think anyone has a clear advantage.
Well, we're seeing everyone split up just like the very first time where, early wards went down, people sat on the brush and made sure they saw what was going on. Diamond looking for invades, Genja and Ghost Pepper immediately the blood boil, and they're waiting around actually in the river trying to spot things out as Ghost Pepper comes back up. There's the ward coming down. They should have seen that go down. So, yeah, there we go. The ping's going off. They know exactly where everybody is. Yeah, I don't see M5 BenQ making any successful early moves if nothing else. So, still milling about back and forth, and they're just like waiting in that brush. Of course, it's very fast 2-on-1 kind of being called out there. The ward saw Ashe and Nunu there, but Ashe is waiting around on the brush trying to like get that free critical strike onto Rengar and try to get a little bit of harassment down. And it looks like WE's not swapping back. They're happy to fight 2-on-1, and realistically, Jack's not the best 1-on-2. So, and you're giving Vayne a free lane, like looks good.
Also think Rengar is not the best 1-on-2, but both of these lanes are going to have their own separate dynamic, as it looks like not much is going to happen level 1 as far as we can tell. The Vayne Lulu is going to be shoving to the turret constantly and trying to kill it, whereas the Nunu Ashe, as we saw in the Curse game, even though it might shove a bit early, will eventually try to deny probably, because that's what they did so successfully to Voyboy in their first game. Both combos taking the double golems, actually both jungler mids taking the wraiths as well, and almost an absolute mirror aside from Darien taking wolves and Xiaomei just running up the lane. So very almost mirrored starts from these teams.
But Darien's going to have at least a little bit of an experience advantage for himself. Should hit level 2 before terribly long. Nice pull from Alex Ish, gets that to go all the way around the side. Ghost Pepper still helping out Diamond. That's going to be the easy pickup there. And now his mid lane match is going to happen. Alex Ish, he played Aslan last game. He's fighting against it now. This time he's on Zillion. It's going to be an interesting one. Darien waiting for his opponent to show up at the bottom lane. Happy to sit in that brush for a while because he knows duels aren't going to be his best situation here.
Okay, he's also going to make sure that the lane starts shoving, because the last thing he wants to do is hit a few creeps and then be denied forever. FCZF also sees Diamond doing that blue buff. It's not going to scare him off as far as I can tell. He might try to harass a little bit and be annoying.
And if Vayne tries to show up to help that, Darien can just like punch her in the face and make that happen. There we go. Yeah, blue buff picked up. Nice little move there. Darien's going to actually walk her into FCF at the brush here. And Lee Sin's coming as well. This is going to be a stun. And here it comes. Nice flash. Oh, he misses the Q. The exhaust comes down as well. They're not going to quite chase it one out. That would have been first blood if he landed the Sonic Wave.
That would have been exactly what they needed to get Jax going in this lane. But with that, denying FCZF, he's coming around the back. And if he gets through that line of creeps,
his summoners are down.
Had to just walk away.
He's still staying around is the unfortunate thing, but looks like nothing too much is happening now. Running around through the sides. Clear Love on Cho'Gath down to the bottom half of the map. Oh, he's setting up for a counter gank, but it's not coming. Unless they're trying to get Cho'Gath like Jack's killed immediately.
This could be one of those delayed dives. If they can hold these creeps long enough in the bottom lane, you'll see yet another wave stack before it gets to the turret. Yet it just made it, so there's going to be a monstrous wave when that gets there. And they might try to 3-man dive Darien, or at least just beast down his turret, because this is so much that you'll see. There would be no way Darien can hold against 3, and they would get a turret here. And especially if Diamond doesn't go to help. So if Cho'Gath might think to reveal himself almost right now and try to take this turret, yeah, here it comes. They're going to go for the turret kill.
All right, they're going to push on forward. Wei Zhao, of course, pushing on up. They're going to completely deny him out. The Condemn pushes him back out of range as well. But now he's going to wait around. I guess with Condemn down, he feels a little bit safer. He does have the counter-strike. This is actually very, very good for Darien to not get pushed out. He's going to get a lot of experience here and level up at least once. He's already level 3, about to hit 4, and that's going to really help him survive that lane. And you already see Rengar so far back. Talmay knows that dive was coming. Completely reads it.
It's the mirror play. You do it to one team, the other team says, hey, we should have done that too. They didn't get the entire turret. They got about half of it in the bottom lane. And Talmay making sure not to get himself killed, but oh my goodness, here comes Diamond Prox. They're going to have to wait for the next wave, and because of that, Clear Love would be up for the counter if they go there. They got to be really careful here. This could be a disaster for either team if they play it wrong.
Diamond season, he's been revealed though. It's going to be an interesting fight. Lee Sin should win the duel, but he's in dangerous territory. There's the knockup. Is he going to get a blood boil? He's spinning around by Ghost Pepper. Nope, just jumps over the wall. That's all he needs. He's going to be safe there. Alex though getting jumped on very, very hard. Messiah really going for the pressure here. So very low. Looks like he's not going to dive the turret. Although as soon as the strike's back up, it is up. Ooh. Oh, he's going to flash in, gets the shield. Yes, he does. That's all it took. The Pill Cascade comes out. That's the kill picked up. Nice job, Messiah. I feel like Alex should have known Flash was up there.
Like, Messiah, Diana has a weak 1 through 5. Zilean is a bully at level 5, and he managed to catch him actually. The big thing that started out is he caught him in a moonfall to get him low, and then it was just greed that kept Alex in the lane. He didn't think that Messiah would be greedy enough to go for it, so he greeded himself into the lane, and he got the kill. That's an amazing jump from Messiah, because now he's going to hit level 6 before Alex as well, and might be threatening for yet another kill when that happens. That's huge for them. And bottom lane, they're going right for Darien.
They're trying to get him down. One more hit to go. That's going to be it picked up. Nice job there. Condemned him on the wall, and then it was everyone. Oh my gosh, Diamond, perfect shot there. Picks up 1. No assist on that, but at least the kill picked up. The turret just barely alive. Wei Zhao, he's taking a bit of pain, but I don't think Diamond can pick him up here.
Ballsy move walking down through the turret there, but Clear Love thinking about coming in from the back. No, they're just going to wander down. Wei Zhao going to get a little bit more farm, picking up that kill. Overall, a win for Vayne, I have to say, scaling much, much harder than the Lee Sin with that pickup. But this is a slightly more eventful game than our first one, but even then, it's a very close opener, just like we saw last time.
And, I mean, you're seeing a 300 gold difference between the two. I mean, you saw, great kills overall. You're seeing a kill lead, but the minions are still going excellently for M5 BenQ. It's Lee Sin, actually, who's got just a little bit more gold overall, a couple extra minion kills. The AD carry is pretty similar. The mid's pretty similar. Everything's pretty close to tied.
And the big thing is both of these 1v2 lanes are getting destroyed. Like, it's 5 minion kills for Talmay and 13 for Darien with a death. And he's going to lose his turret quite quickly. You actually look across to the top lane here, and Xiaomei's turret isn't really getting hit at all. They're going for the deny, so this is that difference you see. Xiaomei's level 3. If they don't go top lane and shove this out, they're going to continually deny him or just straight up kill him. He's in a huge amount of trouble, and even though the gold isn't balancing out yet, that experience edge is giving M5 an advantage.
Yeah, there's no way that Xiaomei is useful for a long time in this game. He's got to catch up so very much. He's just super frail. I mean, one of the big points about bruisers like Rengar is that their abilities deal base damage, and leveling up gives you a huge boost in damage output. You get a lot of health, armor, and magic resist from leveling up. Yeah, you're calling it. He's just not in great shape.
And Xiaomei is completely left alone up here. He needs assistance. Essentially what has to happen is in the bottom lane here, WE has to finish this turret so they can send 3 members up, shove that into the turret, and rescue Xiaomei. So they're actually diving Darien once again, but at the expense of Rengar.
Yeah, but Messiah's coming in. Darien not in a good place whatsoever. Another kill. There we go. Wei Zhao picking up his 2nd. He's tied in minion kills, but he's got 2 kills himself. So, heck, I'm happy to rely on Vayne. Whatever. That sounds good to me.
They're going to have to because there's level 3 onto Xiaomei, so it's now on the team to help him get back. All those kills given up, though. It's a 3-load advantage for Darien and a blue buff invade here. They used all their stuff to get the kill. They might just have to disengage this.
Yeah, FCCF slowing down. We're still waiting around, though. WE does not really want to give this one up just yet. However, they do have ward coverage, but the jungler nowhere to be seen. This should be a pretty easy grab here. Alex Each about to put the bombs down, take that for himself. So blue buff not quite stolen there. Looks pretty safe for M5. but they're still just trying to tie this one up. They're down now 1,300 gold. But even though they denied that poor top lane, that poor Rengar, only 15 minions, you know, the turret kill and everything else is still keeping WE in really good shape. That extra 4% we predicted WE, they're right so far.
They're getting there. Again, Triple Thorns Blade coming up from Genja. That is his Ashe build of choice. Looks like Wei Zhao on Vayne is going to be going for that Phantom Dancer rush. M5 right on top of a ward. Their pink does not quite reach that Dragon ward, doing the Dragon, but doesn't really matter. WE had all went back to base. This is going to be a clean pickup for M5 and pull that gold real close to even.
Yeah, they've got a really good numbers advantage there. Rengar, though, he's left alone in the top lane, finally catching up. 5.5 he is. He's got 24 minions, so he's immediately caught up with Darien. Not yet in levels, but at least an individual gold farm. That's going to be a really big deal for him as well.
So where's the pressure really going to come from here? Because Moscow 5, just watch with the way they team fight, having Zillion on their team.
Very well dive in. He's going to jump up in the top lane. Oh, he pops his ultimate in time, stealths him out. Genja not able to pick that one up. He is trying to freeze this lane in front of the turret, though, because it worked before. It'll probably keep working, honestly. Keeping Tao Mei locked on down. Darien now, and again, a 1v2 at the bottom lane. Bumps in away, Zhao. There's the dodge as well. Looks like it's not going to get capitalized on too much, though. He's going to run back out. Diamond waiting around to the side. Yeah, Darien, I mean, no lane swaps whatsoever for M5.
And if they're going to continue to have two members up top and not push, that's going to enable Team WE to just kind of do whatever they want on the map here. Laning-wise, I'd actually have to say Moscow 5 is doing fairly well. You look, despite giving up a kill, Alex Each is 64 to 60, or to 59 against Messiah. Genja is 85 to 73 over Wei Zhao, but Wei Zhao has the 2 kills. It's really minion kill advantage to M5, but kill advantage to Team WE. And with the Dragon, this game is not really swinging one way or another quite yet.
Yeah, they've completely tied it up overall. That, you know, again, it's, you know, 10 minutes in, it's 2-kill lead for WE, but you really got to just consider everything's basically identical at this point. That you can't give an edge really to either side. I mean, a perfect 200 gold lead doesn't really mean much of anything. It's going to be how these teams fight it out. And M5, they're kind of relying on 2 major all-star damage dealers and then reviving to just survive everything, because there are a lot of assassins here on WE.
And Moscow 5 needs the game to get quite late in order for Ashe to go. It's actually, never mind, they don't need to do that. I'm fooling myself. Let me iterate this. Zillion, Lee Sin are very good early mid, whereas Ashe and Jax are very good late. So if those specific champions can hold out during those stages of the game, they should be okay. Because WE, it's really about Vayne, and if Jax gets big enough, he should be able to kill him.
I mean, dodging Silver Bolts I hear is pretty strong. So
Usually.
Yeah, usually. I mean, 2 seconds of invulnerability, why not? Might shut down an AD carry. Genja, though, left in a 1v1, we're seeing Gosu Pepper actually roaming around the map quite a bit. Level 6 to Genja's 9, so he's really, like, not been there for a while. Sammy, though, he's not having the worst of luck anymore, though. The one-on-one, he's more or less surviving. He's just kind of shoving the waves down, maxing W. And there we go, another fight at the bottom lane. Darien gets a stun off on FZF. Diamond showing up thanks to a ward. Does not land the Sonic Wave, but they're still going to go in a perfect over from FZF. And do they have the damage up? But Darien being forced away. Wei Zhao not going to stick onto that one. Shield being broken. Ice Blast onto his face as well.
Ashe arrow.
Alex Each, a perfect flash from away from, and that's going to be 1 kill picked up. FZF going to dead with Time Bomb as well. 2 kills picked up. That is everything they needed. Nice fight right there.
This Ashe arrow is actually not needed. They kept them so slow that they were able to just take them down. And that's when they killed that early turret. WE continually trying to farm that lane instead of taking mid or top. Got themselves a little overextended, and once the Nunu train began landing that first Ice Blast, there was just no escape from the chase, giving them a whole chunk of map pressure, and potentially they could go for a bottom turret as well.
Oh, and it looks like everyone actually is piling back down. Clear Love waiting around on the side, looks to try to find a counter gank, but the problem is he's now getting caught out. The slow is there from Zillion. Could they keep chasing this one down? Rupture does not land onto Nunu. Lee Sin coming in from the side. He's not going to go for anything. Good damage that brings him down to half, and there's the pressure. That turret being jumped on. Jax, thud, gonna knock that one down rather quickly, and even still that top lane is still a 1v1.
But 4 members of WE coming in, they had to back away before the turret was killed. They're gonna continue the chase here. Wei Zhao on the hunt, pops his ult. This could be big for WE.
And Ghost Pepper gonna give himself up to his fate, saying, yep, pick that kill up for free, thank you, that's fine. Does not want to lead the team into his team, and oh my gosh, Messiah, a good bit of punishment onto Alex Each, but not gonna capitalize completely, still walking away.
That was actually really cool. He threw out his Crescent Strike and then started Lunar rushing towards him before the Q had even landed. But then the Q landed a fraction before his R, so it refreshed anyway. It's just he knew that his Q was going to land to give him a refresh on his ult before it even landed. And now they're continually pushing this lane. trying to push them back. They might go for a turret here.
It's going to be a pretty good move for them if they do, honestly. They've got, I think, a decent situation here overall. There we go. A little bit of pressure coming on. The time bombs, though, are doing a really good job at stopping this. We saw that from Anivia. We saw that from Twisted Fate. We saw that from Lux. Some of these champions are so good at breaking down minion waves that pushes are not really available when the mage is there.
Just looking across the board here, Xiaomei actually in the top lane, looks to have finally recovered. He's got 78 minion kills. He's sitting on 1,500 gold in the bank. He's had enough time. In doing that, though, Moscow 5 has taken those kills. They've taken that dragon and really pulled themselves even in the game, but Xiaomei's pulled himself even as well. So it's a trade of resources, really, but now they actually have 5 real champions if they ever want a team fight.
And that's actually, I think, rather useful, and I think, you know, if you're WE, you kind of make that trade as much as you can, and it's simply try to be a little bit more mechanically proficient and not get caught out by dropping that Lizard buff so incredibly quickly. And once again, Ashe Nunu, that Freljord pair, running back to the top hand of the map, and they're going to, oh, Xiaomei's already recalled back, but they're happy to keep the farm going. I mean, Genji's going to be really, really item reliant and scale really well with him overall. That blood bow is going to give him a lot of attack speed.
Nunu Ashe is just really, really potent because it's so hard to close to. Once you get attack speed and blood boil going, they really just, it's the train. They pick their fights and then they try to finish them with it. And Genji is substantially good at just staying alive on Ashe. Whether they can get to that point, we haven't seen yet, but so far this game is still even. The Dragon's going to be spawning again soon. You can see they have the pink ward in that brush to try to control vision. We could very well see a 5v5 fight here. Everyone's getting ready except Wei Zhao is going back to base, so if the Dragon is up in the next few seconds, M5 wouldn't have an edge. Wei Zhao's picking up the Phantom Dancer. He's got to get back fast.
Baron is spawned as well for what that one's worth. You can see Volley really just trying to crush out the minion waves. Looks like nothing's going to get given up toward the turret whatsoever. So M5 farming efficiently. The Dragon is up as well, and they are just completely, everybody's there. No AD carry for WE. M5 could rush this very, very fast. Darian's putting out the damage. Everyone's waiting around. Are they going to go for anything
WE
here?
wants to fight this. With the way they're poking back and forth, they do not want to give this up. Initiation might come from M5. There's an arrow.
Oh, it's going to land right on Messiah. The ward, though, not able to send it very easily. Immediately, Alex actually ults himself. That seems a bit premature. Darian taking a lot of punishment. Gosu as well. They stop the absolute zero. Tama getting pushed on. Darian flashes toward him, going for that kill. Gosu Pepper getting the slowdown, still alive. Genja backing off with a little bit of health as well. Alex Ish does get dropped down. Had to waste that ultimate, but here comes Darian off at the back. Wei Zhao so incredibly low. One more hit. He picks that one up. Double kill for Jax that trades back, though. And here comes the Messiah train. Can he pick up the kills? Not quite going to land that one. Still at 2 for 1. Had happened here. They're just trying to run. Can Clear Love land the Rupture? Can FCZF get the Whimsy down on him? Anything like that. He will juke the Rupture, but here comes the Glitter Lance. Does he have mana for it? Looks like it's just basic attack. There's the slow. And that is Clear Love picking that one up with the silence. Not so much for Messiah. He would have gotten it anyway. And that is back to a 2 for 2, I believe. No, 2 for 3?
3 for 2 overall. Genja was able to get back actually behind the Dragon pit. He was recalling. Dragon,
oh, it is up.
Maybe invisible, but
It's
it is up,
invisible.
I guarantee you. You can see WE trying to clear this one up. Diamond still with his smite, still hanging around. Oh, Dragon's back.
We got it back.
That's cool.
All right.
And Diamond is looking to stop this, but everyone from WE has come down. He's going to have to get forced back. Here's the fight.
And they're going to just do so much pain. Would you look at that? Trying to run away. Genja trying to help him out, though. He's got good slows. Alex is back as well. He lands the Sonic Wave. Could he go for this one? Looks like that's not going to be the case. Rupture goes down. It was great. He actually timed the duration on Sonic Wave. It was like, if you show up, you'll land in a Rupture and manage to, you know, just keep Xiaomei alive that way. Of course, leads him to not chase in, but that was a really, really good fight. WE now up 1,500 gold, and they just swept that fight pretty well.
And double kill coming out to Darian in that fight, and I think 2 kills also happened to Wei Zhao, so they kind of traded hyper carries together and just said everyone now gets to do substantially more damage. And by trying to counter push, they do this so well after fights. They wait for the other team to back, and then they try to push a turret down. They got most of that middle turret, but Xiaomei may be able to hold it off. Again, we could see everyone grouping up and maybe fighting. There's a split push coming bottom from Darian, and they're going to get forced off this mid turret by WE.
Yeah, everyone did show back up. Darian, though, meanwhile, he's happy to sit there at the bottom lane. He's been pinged, though. Lots of people from WWE are moving over. Meanwhile, Diamond's getting free from at the top, but they are just pinging his retreat path. It's going to be a full 4-on-1. Can Darian get to a minion? They're coming down. He's going to have Leap Strike up. Looks like he'll be able to outrange anything. Looks like no kill for WWE here. Nice attempt by them. Gulov has Oracles, though. He's sweeping the wards out. They've got complete control over this Golem area for when it does respawn. They've pinged the wards, actually. They actually, M5 knowing where WE is running around, they're keeping tabs of them pretty well. Diamond, I think he could actually 1v1 Xiaomei here.
Xiaomei probably aware of that, just hopping away. He's only up there for the farm. making sure he gets the turn. I want to point out something actually from Clearlove. This is the second game running where he's built a Heart of Gold and then straight to his aura item. Oftentimes you'll see these junglers go 2 or 3 gold generation items and then go for the aura, but they're really keying on getting it early, so he's not even buying into that Philosopher's Stone, knowing it takes much longer for it to pay for itself. And they've gotten to the Aegis first, which gives them an edge in these team fights just because they've gotten that aura so much sooner.
And we're going to see if that pays off for them, of course. You know, theoretically, if you buy gold for 10 and nothing happens, then yeah, you get to scale outside your opponents. But you see these fights go pretty well. Family, a bit of damage. They're on a Diamond. Diamond, of course, trying to farm up at his turret. This is interesting, though. They're really, really giving him that farm for free, letting him take it over and over. WE, though, really played more as a pack. Yeah.
There's actually 4 members. They have the oracles. They have the map vision. At the very least, they're going to get the steal. And there's a fight coming in. There's a rupture. Let's see if they take it.
And there we go. The Absolute Zero is on the stun, happening as best they can. The Ash Arrow comes in, hits onto Clearlove, and Messiah picks up 1 for free, and he's not done right here. Darian taking a lot of pain. He will get revived. Wei Zhao, a bit of pain on himself. There's the, the jump getting away from the rupture. And there we go. Still 4 strong. WE happy to push down onto this one. It's a 4-on-3. Looks like, yeah, it's going to get just grabbed away there by Cho'Gath. Darian, not in the best place. The dodge is on. He's going to jump backwards. Condemn keep him alive, but no! Messiah diving on the turret, picks that one up for himself. Wei Zhao happy to run away as well. There's another kill picked up in a row. WE are controlling this mid game very, very well.
The initiation range keeps getting underestimated by Moscow 5 there. It seemed like Darian got caught almost twice in a row where he didn't expect to be found. Really just that Diana Moonfall catching them by surprise, and they chain it so well with Clearlove's Rupture. In the meantime, Xiaomei just making sure he's getting that farm on Rengar. He's going to be a force as well, despite that incredibly rough opening. And the big story here is just Wei Zhao. 2,000 gold, going to be getting that BF sword very soon. And Vayne is going to hurt. No one able to really mass armor quite yet. Really going to be chunking people down.
It's going to be a very painful situation. That BF sword just now picked up a couple of potions just to be safe as well. Why not? Clearly stopping the mid pushes as well. And yeah, everyone on WE, I mean, they're putting out such a great performance here. They're up about 3,000 gold. 20 minutes in, if you're just joining us, this is game 2, one of the very first winner bracket round matches. WE looking to be in the lead here. They won game 1. They're looking strong in game 2. N5 made the mistake of not getting to bait the first time. That, you know, was a bit of a punishment for them. But even now, we're seeing still WE making a lot of great moves. This top lane matchup, Xiaomei stopping that jungler of Diamond, and Messiah waiting right on the side as well. They're going to move in. There's Wei Zhao as well. Look at the punishment available there.
Wow.
Lulu even off to the side, just crushed down with nowhere to run. Looks like the sort of map control has just disappeared here for M5.
So here you actually see Darian completely caught in the bottom lane trying to split push, whereas they're down Diamond and Genda's trying to keep this turret off. They're going to get another turret, and they might even look to force a fight here, or they're just going to wait for Clearlove to take that mid turret, but this is too hard for M5 to stop right now. Great catch by WE, and they're really capitalizing on this advantage.
And it's just, you mentioned it before in the last fight, the initiation range is so long, it seems to be underestimated here from M5 BenQ, where, you know, no matter what happens, you know, Xiaomei jumps in and lands a Bola Strike, or it's Messiah diving into the Moonfall afterwards and everyone else just follows up. No matter what's happening, WE is able to force these fights on their terms, and they're doing it every single time. I mean, over and over and over again. They're like 4-on-4, great, free kill.
Inner turret for outer turret, I think, is a good trade overall for them. They gave it up to Jax, got the inner of their own, and just waiting for that next fight. There's an Infinity Edge coming soon for Wei Zhao. He's going to be about 1,000 gold away from that. Darian going to be getting his Trinity Force, yep, just completed, and his Red Elixir as well. So the next fight's going to be fairly explosive. Look for them to duplicate Darian with the revive. Not duplicate, he's not York, but revive Darian when he dives in. But it's really all about who picks the fights. M5 picks Ashe so they know when to fight. When M5 loses, it's because other teams are out-aggressing them. Essentially, it's when other teams can engage and control where fights happen. That's what WE has been very good at doing, and that's the main improvement they've had since the World Finals. They couldn't seem to get fights when they wanted them, but last game they did, and this game it's looking very strong for them. Let's see how they try to punish.
The difficulty, though, is that, you know, even when they start this fight, there's not a good enough front line. It seems like everything just gets burned down by Wei Zhao and Messiah, that no one is there and able to just, like, survive Diana. She's doing so much in these fights so far. But if they can land the stun, if they can get the burst combo down, you said, you know, that Trinity Force finally done for Jax. It's a big deal. He's coming in from the side. A lot of ward coverage everywhere right here.
So the Dragon is up again, and if M5 starts this, they're putting themselves in a big disadvantage. They're baiting WE into initiating them. They want to fight in this zone for some reason. They're going to try to zone out with Zillion Bombs and Ash Volleys, but WE wants to fight, and so does M5 clearly. We're going to see something huge pretty soon.
They're going to dive in. The bombs are there. The Rupture does not land into anything. M5 still taking damage there. And there's the dive in. Genja forced a flash across the wall. Really good aim on that one. But Darien stuck alone. And Genja's still running backwards, actually. So afraid of Messiah. There's the Asher comes out. Absolute Zero is beautiful as well. Diamond falls down. Alex Ish not. There he goes. He's going to revive off of the ultimate. Does kill off Diana, though. It's a 1-for-1. Salme up there. He's been exhausted, though. Look at the damage output onto him. He's getting pushed down. Genja so low on mana. Nice flash. No, it's not going to be enough. Wei Zhao still chasing in. And they don't want to go back on a Wei Zhao either. That shield's going to block a little bit of the time bomb. They get a 2-for-1.
That was a very cautious fight by both teams. They were really just prodding at each other the entire time. Not really huge, hard initiates. The two guys that did go all in, which were Messiah and Diamond, just died pretty much immediately. Then everyone else poked back at each other. The Dragon's still up, though, but that's not what WE is concerned with. They're pushing hard onto this turret. They're going to have to be careful because M5 is going to come back with full health and mana, and then the Dragon's still going to be there. So if WE wants it, they're going to put themselves in danger.
Ashar's not too long for being up, about 30 seconds to go until that one's back up. So if WB does stay around too long, pretty soon they'll be able to initiate a fight. Now there's the hawk shot. It spots exactly where WB's going. They clear off that ward, though. Nice Oracle's usage.
Dragon for M5.
But yeah, exactly. It's going to be a free Dragon. You called that one. WB is too low. They knew coming into that they were trading a turret for Dragon, but honestly, when you're winning, taking off turrets is the best way to kind of close that game out and keep the map control and push. So yeah, it looks great for WE for me.
Again, they love trading those inner turrets, but much like match 1, they're not getting that middle turret down. It'll come, but the map control doesn't really open itself up until you get freedom between the two sides of the jungle. Moscow 5 drops the middle turret for themselves. WE, it's on them to start pushing up. They clearly have shown that they can win fights. Vayne is huge right now. Wei Zhao way ahead of Genja in items, and even gold, you can see 9,200 to 7,400. Both teams kind of looking for a fight. Well, no. WE kind of looking for a fight. M5 getting the hell out of there.
They need an IH on Genja. Like, that's basically what it is right here is, you know, Darien and Diamond, you know, they've got a decent amount of gold on them. They're pretty useful, but the thing is, when they run into melee range, Wei Zhao just melts them down. Messiah's happy to hit the front line as well. They're not very tanky, and they fall down. They need Genja in the background with that Blood Boil actually killing things off. And we just BF Sword Zeal, he's not got anything like that.
Genja's got enough gold at this point, too. He's just gotten the 2180 necessary for Infinity Edge, so they're shopping immediately, trying to get everyone ready for this next fight when it comes out. Blue buff getting passed off to Messiah. They're really going to look to push down this mid turret fairly shortly. This could be one of the big team fights we've been waiting for. If they decide to take it, they're going to try something creative. Maybe a blue invade. They're definitely pushing the pressure here.
But Darien, he's walking right into a war. He doesn't know that there's so many people right here. I'm surprised to be. Oh, he steals it away. Nice deep strike. There's a dodge on as well. He's not taking too much damage yet. Here comes the chase. The Ash Arrow is going to land on FCZF. Darien trying to run away. Wei Zhao slowed down. He's going to pick that one up and keep chasing in. There's the haste on Alex. He's still chasing. There we go. Does get slowed down. Messiah picks up Ghosty Pepper, though. That is a 2-for-0. Nice try in the blue steal. That was a good move, but he still got picked down right there.
Kind of like the last game, they steal blue and then just give it up and give more gold as well. So Darien turning himself into an even bigger, fattier blue buff. And now with Gosu and Darien down, no one on WE really taking that much damage. They did burn Vayne and Rengar ultimates to create that. They're going to go for Baron. M5 does not want to give this up, but I don't know if they're strong enough to contest. They're full vision of them. They get the hawk shot on both sides. That Baron now at half health. They're around the wrong side. If at anything Diamond's going to try for a steal, this is not an attempt for a fight. He might try to go for it, but this looks like WE's Baron.
This is going to be, it's going to be this completely. Doesn't even try to steal. There's the nice Moonfall there from Messiah. He's going to jump back to his teammates, and he's going to be able to run back in if he wants to. Looks like that won't be the situation here. WE gets the full 5-man Baron, and no one from M5 does in fact stop them. And now's that mid turret you wanted.
It's that conversion from the mid-game small edge to a late-game big edge that WE has pulled off so well in these last two games. Just can't harp on enough how poor they were after 20 minutes during the World Finals and how amazing they look right now, because normally this is M5's time to shine. After 20 minutes, when the teamfight phase starts breaking up, is when Moscow 5 has dominated their opponents, but really WE turning it around on them and crushing them in this phase. Again with an early Baron, they're in full control right now.
And it's going to look just so good right now. You can just see everything they've been doing. They've got 6-2 in turrets, 14-16 kills, 43 to 35,000 in gold, 28 minutes in. They've got every major sort of possible way you could judge
Wei Zhao going for Darien.
There we go. The dodge is on. He gets condemned backwards. Not the best stun ever. Jumps up to a minion. And there we go. He's going to get away from this one. Wei Zhao just gets some minions for his trouble. It's not the worst thing in the world, but hey, I would have liked a Jax.
Now Wei Zhao, he's got the Zeke's Herald coming in from FCZF. He's got 1,700 gold. wonder if he's actually just starting to build up a Last Whisper, I think, with that longsword being built. Phage. So
Frozen Mallet, chase people down, kill them.
It'll work. He's going Phage and then Guardian Angel, so not even looking for that armor pen. Armor just now trying to get masked by Moscow 5. Chain Vest getting picked up by Diamond, and a Chain Vest sitting there for Darian. He's going to try to get that Guardian Angel. Let's see where they take this push, because they've gotten every single outer turret, and oftentimes breaching that inhibitor wall is very difficult. Don't know if they're going to be able to do that without a Baron.
It should be.
So they got to go fairly quick.
Yeah, it should be okay-ish. I mean, they still got 2 minutes on Baron, so they have some time. In around, 31 minutes, it's going to fall off of them. But in the meantime, they're going to make as many moves as they can. The difficulty, though, is that M5, in the meantime, is going to have pretty good wave clearing. You've got Zillion time bumps, you've got Ash Volley, a very, very low cooldown. It shouldn't be the easiest thing in the world for WE to really dive these. I haven't seen WE do a single team fight where it wasn't out in the jungle, out in the open, or by a dragon. They've not dived any turrets yet, and I don't think they're necessarily going to want to. And as I say this, they're
trying a split push because Xiaomei is going for that top. They're hoping to maybe get M5 split around a little bit so they can get the right kind of initiation. It's all about fighting on their terms. They don't want to get caught out by a bad Ash Arrow. They got to be very cautious the way they poke and prod around here. Xiaomei getting a bit of damage. The double Q from Rengar really starts chunking down those turrets fairly quickly. And then the poke in the mid lane, but neither of these turrets falling necessarily fast. It's going to be a long siege, if any. And that Baron's only got about a third left.
There we go, bit of damage coming off on both sides. Wei Xiao dropped a little bit low. There's a stun on the clear left. Not the best target overall, though. Ice Blast on a Wei Xiao is slowing him down quite a bit, but he's still just able to just do damage in the background. And of course, attack speed and lifesteal coming in from that. Zeke's Herald making him so very happy. He tumbles forward again, a little aggressive, but he's surviving it again. He's got lifesteal. He's got over 20% here, so he's going to get health back every time he swings at anything but a turret. And his health's going to go right back up. You're going to see that, start glowing with those green numbers. Time Bomb is off on Wei Xiao's head. He doesn't really mind that one so much. That turret now below half health. Diamond regroups with the team. Messiah, everyone else still there. Xiaomei still pushing around on the right-hand side of the map. They're trying to make something happen.
So both of these turrets at about half health. The Baron not very much left on it. There might be a fight very shortly here, just because Baron's going to be dropping off soon, and M5 doesn't want these turrets to fall. Ash Arrow not up yet, so there's a turret. They might go for an inhibitor fight.
And this could be theirs pretty much easily. They could dive this without any. And oh my gosh, Alex, so fast he is dropping. Head ult himself will finally drop down, but this is so few health bars here. Darian jumps into the middle of this one, gets exhausted, so much damage. Ghost Pepper falls down. It's the first one. Wei Xiao, he's going to get jumped on. Time Bomb should be enough. That will be a trade at the very least, but they have picked up 2 of these members of M5 so far. Genja trying to run away, will get locked in place by the Bola Strike, but now Lee Sin and Ash, 2 versus the world. See if they can get anything going right here. Alex Leach finally healing back up at the base. The inhibitor has fallen down, and that 4 versus 3 is just fine. WE walking away victorious.
So barely with the last breath of their Baron buff, they breached the inhibitor wall and were able to take it down. That's really what they needed to get done there. They might try to take this dragon on the way, but the Hawk Shot really just might scare them off of this. No, they're just going to go straight for it. Let's see Genja in the mid lane farming that out, trying desperately to catch up to Vayne and items, but 0-0-4 is no match for 8-3-6, even if your minion kills are close. 2,600 gold advantage for Wei Xiao over top of Genja, and overall that's 10,000 gold for WE. Not quite as impressive as last game, and M5 is definitely not completely out of it yet, but they do look to be in full control.
I mean, it's definitely a very scary place to be in. Vayne has not been shut down almost at all. I mean, yeah, she occasionally dies in a team fight, but Guardian Angel is underway for her. So, as soon as that item's completed, good luck shutting that champion down. Alex is pushing down. I mean, these Turcos are extremely helpful. It's 750 gold when you kill one. That's really, really important overall. They're trying to catch up. Ash finally does have the Infinity Edge. Last Whisper is going to be really important for her because she's fighting very heavy armor tanks in the front line. It's going to be a huge pickup. Does finally complete that this second. That's going to be a very big pickup. And again, they have immunity with Blood Boil and a Zeke's Herald. And I want to point out actually that Genja has not died at all this game. That he's been playing that well in the background. He's been playing that safely. He has never fallen, and they need that to continue.
He still needs to get more items, because even with the Last Whisper, you just look at the double Warden Smell, Frozen Heart, and a Warmogs on Xiaomei, just Cho'Gath, Rengar, dive line. It's really too much for one Genja to deal with, and that's that's all they have because Darien has to be part of their diving in comp. So does Diamond. So it's really on Gosu, Alex, and Genji to just repel those guys off, but they're so tanky. And we knew this was a low damage team coming in for Moscow 5, that it's very difficult for them to deal with these things, and it still gives WE a bit of a team fight advantage here.
And especially because you've seen those split pushes work so well. You know, they never had to dive a turret once this game. You know, M5 in their base, they know that. But the split push there worked perfectly from Rengar. He took that one down, and then great, turret's gone. We can dive you now. Took the inhibitor after that team fight. WE are playing so measured this game. You know, they have not taken any major risks that I've seen at all.
To be fair, they played measured both games. The first game, they started very slowly, and then just, even though they picked up 22 or 25 kills, they were all very controlled kills.
Yes.
And they're continuing to do that this game. And, you know, so many auras coming out for them, in all honesty. They have the Zeke's Herald, the Frozen Heart, and the Aegis Legion. There's no Frozen Heart from Moscow 5, so that immediately gives Vayne a slight advantage. You know the Baron's going to be up fairly shortly. It just spawned now. Moscow 5 is going to look to contest this. They have the Oracles.
Everyone's
but
around.
they might try to steal. This has to be a fight for Moscow 5.
There's a ward down there. They're going to sweep that out. FGF is on ward sweeping duty right here. Ghost Pepper the same on the other side. And there's a jump in. Alex Ish is going to have to revive himself once more. But Darien getting his health bar crushed down pretty fast as well. The dash arrow again only on the Cho'Gath. Salme is up there on the background. A nice after zero hit. Very, very many. Genja picks up one, and he is safe in the background. He's shooting Messiah from the side. She can jump in. There's going to be a lot of punishment right there. Darien does get dropped into the background. Genja trying to kill Messiah will not be able to. That is another kill picked up. 3 dead for M5. Now they're trying to run away. Wage out hasted by the Whimsy. He's going to tumble. 1, 2, 3. One more hit. That's almost enough time. And can he survive it? No, he cannot. That is that one picked up, and Alex is the only one left alive here. Clearlove happily running into the front of the base, and this could be the next right here.
And that entire fight, no one got to Wei Zhao. He was happily able to just farm everyone on Moscow 5. Guardian Angel, Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, so huge for Vayne. It was really all about whether Jax was able to get that, but every team fight ended up with Alex ulting himself, and then there was nothing left for Darien, so no one could dive onto Vayne. And a brilliantly executed 2-game set by WE. That is a statement for the rest of the tournament.
That is awesome. They have not dropped a game the entire tournament now, coming in first place in their group with some very stiff competition, and now dropping out arguably the best team in Europe of M5 BenQ. Congratulations, WE. Very, very well played by these guys.
Yeah, they beat Fnatic, who actually finished second in their group.
Yeah.
They destroyed Azubu Plays, who finished third in their group and was the champions of MLG Dallas. Moscow 5, one of the best teams in the world, coming in with a lot of practice here, did have a decent group stage, and they kind of obliterated them. So we'll see what happens. This was only day 1 of a 4-day tournament. The first team to move on to really the winner's bracket semifinal is Team WE. Top 6 guaranteed. That's brilliant first day performance by WE, and man, said it before, but what a statement.
That is just great. There's nothing I can really even say here. Like, everything that they did was on purpose, and it always worked. You know, their team composition was really, really very good. Their dives got Vayne fed. They, you know, those were the right battles every single time. They would occasionally lose a kill or so in fights, but when you're fighting 5 members and, you know, against 5 members, at some point someone will die. But every single team fight went in their favor every single time.
They weren't really making mistakes.
Not at all.
As you say, yeah.
Yeah, not at all. You know, you saw the first game where, you know, there was nothing available to them, so they didn't force it. They're like, okay, we'll farm. It's okay. Whatever. No big deal. They won half their lanes and said, that's open, and dove on it. And every single time, I mean, even the small ones, right? I mean, they never layered a crowd control together. Amumu saved his bandage toss, still gold card landed. And then, of course, the sad mummy. Okay, that's timed out. Okay, Sona can kind of follow up from there. You saw in this game, again, Salma able to jump in onto the background, Diana able to jump into the background. But they never forced it. They were happy to kill the front line. Darien died so fast in a lot of those fights. And the initiations from Diana as well. They caught Alex Ish zillions so many times. It was just, every fight was so good for
They
WE.
forced Moscow 5 into a lot of mistakes. Like, that was one of those things. Moscow 5 felt pressured to take the Dragon buff because they were losing the passive farm game in every match. And this is what happened. And the reason WE is so scary right now, because they've always had the ability to win lanes and just out-farm if nothing happens. So it's about finding ways to convert that, because other teams were able to outstall them. They seem to evolve a little bit because they're picking better really late-game comps, so if nothing does happen like a COG EU game, that they would win that way. And they're also finding better ways of picking fights. Obviously, they've relied on Twisted Fate to do that in the past, but when that's gone, they have Diana now, right? They have Rengar. They've picked up a lot of other things, and they are so scary.